It's time for Top That Trade. Joining us for that, Knuckman, the chief market strategist of BullseyeOption.com, and Phil Flynn, a Fox Business News Network contributor. Round number one, guys, Dow Theory Thrust. Another record in the Dow above 36,000. Are you up for getting in on the euphoria?
Well, the Dow breakout has been really interesting here because it's happened on the oldest buy signal that they have in the marketplace. When you see the Dow Industrials and the Dow Transports get bullish, that's a big buy, and that's been confirmed. So that's over 100 years old. What's also interesting is there were some guys in 2004 that published a book, Dow 36,000. It only took 17 extra years, but you can see we're in very much a bull trend overall.
Is that book still on Amazon? I'm not sure, but anyway, I think this is another case of you don't want to fight the Fed. The Federal Reserve, of course, came out and said they're going to taper. And the last time they said that, the whole world fell apart. They didn't even like to use the word taper. But I think now the market's viewing that as a sign of confidence. But what really drove this market higher was the fact that the Federal Reserve said it was not in a hurry to raise interest rates despite inflation pressures. And I think that gave the buy signal to the bulls.
And what the markets are telling us that we're not going to get our first rate hike till end of next year, 2022. And looking out further, again, these are the markets telling us that interest rates will be at 1.5% in 2025. So rates will remain low, and that's what the market likes.
Round number two, grain rain. 2021 wheat is at the highest price since 2012. How do you make dough in this food price fight?
One of the key components in raising a crop is fertilizer. And because of the cost of energy going through the roof, fertilizer prices are at the highest level they've been in years. This can impact decisions on what farmers are going to plant. Right now, there's a lot of concern that farmers can't afford to plant corn because it becomes too expensive to fertilize. So they might plant other grains instead of corn. That could create a corn shortage, and that's going up. Wheat right now, global supplies are very, very tight. There's been some subpar crops around the world, and there's a little bit of a concern that we can rebuild supplies ahead of winter. That's causing that market to just absolutely explode.
As we've said for many, many years, we're always one bad crop year away from, craziness in these grain markets. So I like Phil's angle, and I was thinking the same thing. I think the play here is energy, because that's the common denominator. If you look at oil's stuck here at this 80 level. Bank of America said oil's going to go to 120. So that means there's a lot more upside there, and that's in a bull market as well as the stock market.
Round number three, billionaire business. Nearly half of America's billionaires have fortunes in just two industries: finance and technology. Where do you see opportunity to turn a profit?
Well, that says it all right there. This is the best time in history to be a trader. And again, that's not a negative. You have to have a trading plan. There's money to be made. There's more opportunity now than there's ever been in history. Think about it. Half the billionaires are in finance. And then obviously innovation in technology is going to continue. So there's money to be made in a lot of places.
There's a lot of money to be made if you want to get your hands dirty. There's so many millionaires and billionaires that do the jobs or start companies that people don't want to do. Becoming plumbers, for example, or becoming, starting plumbing business, things that everybody needs. Waste management, for example. So, sometimes the way to make money is not to look at the glamour side. Look at the jobs that nobody wants. Start a business there that everybody needs, and that's where you can make your fortune.
Here's your bonus round question for today. CNBC reporting that Alvin and the Chipmunks are up for sale by the production company that owns them. What's the price tag? Is it $300 million, $200 million, or $100 million?
I got to go with 300 million. They've been playing those albums for years, right? Since I was a kid. Alvin's got to be 90 years old right now, I would guess. So, but he still looks good for a chipmunk. I don't know what the lifespan of a chipmunk is, but I would go with the higher number because I think it's a great brand. It's one that has spanned many generations, and I think it'll span many generations to come.
Well, obviously, it spanned a lot of generations. If Phil still has an album that plays the Chipmunks,
I do.
I will agree, high number, because all of these royalty situations, from comic books to Star Wars, have just blown up because there's so much money that they can make by selling products.
Those chipmunks are worth a lot of money. You are both correct.
Woo-hoo! Thank you very much. All right, terrific.
Business First AM continues right after this. Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.